Some lessons in aviation can only be learned by getting a notice of disapproval, failing a check ride. I failed a check ride, and it turned out to be one of the best things that ever happened to me in aviation. When you fail a check ride, there's a sense of disappointment. You may be disappointed in yourself. You may think that your friends and family are disappointed in you. You've done all this preparation and planning and studying, and the expectation was that you'd pass, and it just didn't work out. Failing a check ride is not the end of the world. You're going to get there. We're going to get into the lessons learned by failing a check ride. But here's a piece of advice. Don't be so hard on yourself. I see that students are sometimes their own harshest critics. Yes, a check ride failure can be disappointing, but there's some valuable lessons to be learned. Number one, perspective. You didn't pass, but you're going to pass. In the big picture, a single check ride failure will not define you. You'll study, you'll practice, you'll get with your CFI, and you're going to pass. If you're concerned that this failure may have a lasting impact on your aviation career, a single failure is not going to do that. In fact, it may present a good story that you tell during an interview one day. Number two, continuing your education. No one knows everything in aviation. Perhaps in failing the check ride, it awoke the recognition that you need to continually educate yourself on how to be a safer pilot. None of us know everything. From the 40-hour pilot to the 30,000-hour pilot, there's always something more to learn about flying. Number three, recognition. Recognition that there was a deficiency. The examiners have to follow the standards, and they have to judge your performance based on those standards. 99% of the time, the examiners are right on point. Don't shift the blame to someone else. Own it, be responsible for it, learn from it, and get better. By owning it, that demonstrates accountability and integrity, and that will take you very far. Number four, strengthening your weaknesses. Now that you know what your weakness is, now you can work to make it a lifelong strength. The feedback from the examiners is invaluable. Whatever it was you missed or didn't say correctly, dive into that subject, learn more about it, make that weak area a strong area. Maybe you didn't know enough about airspace or endorsements, holding patterns, or weather. Whatever the area was, you turn it into your biggest strength. Number five, increasing resilience. As pilots, we're faced with challenges all the time. How you deal with those challenges says a lot about you as a pilot and a person. Recovering from a check ride failure is just another way to show your resilience and persistence. This will help you anytime you're faced with a challenge in life or aviation. And number six, failing a check ride will create a lasting foundation for practice and preparation. And with more pilot skills, knowledge, and humble attitude, you will have future success in it. And number seven, increasing your safety awareness. I promise after you fail a check ride, you will be a much, much safer pilot. You know you're going to have to dig deeper on whatever the deficiency was, whether it be knowledge or maneuver. And maybe the deficiency was around risk tolerance, so you learn more about that. Any of these things are going to make you a safer pilot. What lessons have you learned from failing a check ride? Let me know in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Safe flying.